CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre was announced for SummerSlam. After months of speculation and a huge injury to CM Punk, we finally get the big showdown we've been waiting for. We saw Drew McIntyre in storyline hurt CM Punk. And then we saw CM Punk screw Drew McIntyre not once, not twice, but 3 times. Craziness. So last night on Raw, CM Punk comes out, gets a microphone in his hand. He's the best in the world, right? And he announces to everybody that he has been cleared for action. He'll be able to wrestle. So he calls out Drew McIntyre. McIntyre comes out, says, "I'm not going to touch you." They are having a match at SummerSlam. Adam Pearce comes out and says there's no contact policy between these guys. Adam Pearce also announced something else. Seth Rollins' music plays, Seth comes out. We have a special guest referee for the match in Seth Rollins. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of Seth Rollins being in this match. If they were to involve him in the program, I'd much rather him actually be wrestling in the match. And the reason why is because CM Punk was just out for several months. CM Punk is older. Can CM Punk do a 20-25 minute match right off the hop like that from an injury? I don't know. If you had Seth Rollins wrestling in the match, you could take the heat off of CM Punk, and I think it would be a better decision. But instead, they're going with a guest referee angle. I'm just not a fan. I would rather have Seth Rollins have another match. And I was thinking about this. Maybe an inter-promotional match. Somebody from SmackDown. And the only name that I could see that would be a suitable opponent now that Bobby Lashley's apparently leaving the company is AJ Styles. So you'd have another big singles match on the card, but instead you have Seth as the guest referee. What do you guys think about this? Because I get getting him involved. Don't get me wrong, and it begs the question. You want CM Punk and Drew McIntyre to have this massive feud, but Seth is lurking there too. So do they turn this into a triple threat at one point? I think that derails the bigger storyline, though, which is CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. The fact that they've been building to this for several months. And I know the original idea was CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, but I would guarantee if you poll 100 people right now, probably 80 of them would say that they would rather see CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a singles match than having Seth Rollins get involved. And I'm sure that same number of people would say that they'd rather see CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre over CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. And I'm not opposed to bringing Seth Rollins in and have him feud with CM Punk. But I think you get CM Punk through the Drew feud first. Maybe you do SummerSlam, you do the September pay-per-view, which I'm blanking on right now. You do Hell in a Cell, maybe. That's the culmination, which I think it should be the culmination. And then maybe CM Punk takes a month or 2 off, comes back, challenges Seth Rollins, who maybe is the World Heavyweight Champion at that point. Maybe he beats Gunther, who is definitely going to beat Damian Priest at SummerSlam. I just think that they could have built towards the CM Punk versus Seth Rollins feud at a later time. I think they're kind of rushing to that. And I know that Seth Rollins wants his hands on CM Punk, and Punk wants his hands on Rollins. But there's a bigger story here. I think the focus should be on that instead of getting Seth Rollins involved in the mix. I think a match against AJ Styles would be much better. I think the fans would enjoy it more too. Maybe it's just because I'm not the biggest Seth Rollins fan. I don't know, guys. Comment down below your thoughts. What do you think? Should Seth Rollins be the special guest referee for this match? Should he be wrestling in this match? Again, like I said earlier, if they are going to do this, have Seth be involved, why not just have him in the match wrestling? Because at least at that point, they take some heat off of CM Punk. I mean, that's probably what I would have done if they're going to get involved, Seth. But truth be told, wouldn't have been involved in this at all, to be honest with you.